1918, Drake brothers John B. and Tracy C. contemplated restaurant concepts for their soon-to-be-opened Drake Hotel. They dreamed of an unparalleled dining experience with breathtaking views of Lake Michigan, the best steak Chicago could supply, with great wines from around the world. 85 years later, the Drake brothers would be proud to inaugurate the steakhouse that bears their name, featuring great views, mouth-watering steaks, and a sip of red wine. Drake Brothers Steaks Chicago at the Drake Hotel.
The Drake Hotel has been a Chicago landmark for over 80 years, and now the dreams of its builders have been realized at Drake Brothers.
Hey, George.
David Lissner, good to see you again.
See you too, buddy.
Welcome to my world.
So I'm in the neighborhood, and I want to get a little bookbinder's soup at the famous Cape Cod restaurant.
No, we're not going to the Cape Cod tonight. We got to go to the new spot, Drake Brothers.
Drake Brothers Steakhouse. I heard about it.
Doing good business.
What's the story about that?
Drake Brothers had started in 1918. The brothers, they wanted to have a steakhouse. Prohibition was coming along. Couldn't have wine, couldn't have steak, couldn't have the restaurant.
There you go. That's the problem.
Prohibition came along. By the time it was over, fish was in vogue. They opened up the Cape Cod. 85 years later, we opened up the steakhouse.
Okay.
You can get a sip of red wine.
No, what's the story with this prohibition thing?
Prohibition, it's lasted about 10 years. Wettest dry city in the world.
So what'd you guys do about that?
Had parties, lots of them.
Yeah, how'd you do that?
With a secret passageway.
Really?
Well, you got to get out. If you got to get out, you got to get in. If you got to get in. And Chicago's known for the speakeasy.
All right, guys, you want to follow us?
Let's go.
We're going to take this secret route here.
How are we going to do that? I mean, we're going to walk through the Corbel bottles, for God's sake? No, we won't do that. Dave, come on. Let's go this way.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Coast is clear. Come on.
That was a pretty exciting ride. I see we've got our salads and appetizers all set up for us, but I was sort of in the mood for seafood at the Cape Cod. Now we're upstairs at the Drake Brothers.
We can get it from downstairs in the Cape Cod. We've got a menu item called upstairs, downstairs, anything you want off the Cape Cod menu. We'll bring
if
it up
I'm
here.
down there, I could get it up the steak if I'm up.
Exactly. Right. Upstairs, downstairs, either way. We'll bring the food to you.
Make the customers happy. I just feel like I've got to keep looking over my shoulder to make sure nobody saw me come out of that trap door of yours.
It is a speakeasy.
Tell us, we've got some of the classic items on here, but tell us
very classic items, modern presentation. The wedge of iceberg lettuce with tomatoes, red onion. There's a Caesar dressing. We have the Drake Brothers combination plate, which is some shrimp. We've got papaya Waldmeyer, named after our executive chef, and smoked duck. And then a classic...
I wondered what happened to his ex-wife, but go ahead. Okay.
And we have a classic that's come back, which is steak tartare. And we've got a little stairway of rye bread to go with it. And it's an outstanding dish, I must say.
I've seen that done with caviar, yes?
Yes, I've seen it at a very famous place down there.
Yeah, and a little salad here.
Well, that's the Drake Brothers salad. It's got a little bit of everything, but it's corn and blue cheese, bay shrimp, romaine, and the white French dressing, basically, is what it is.
Well, let's have some of this. But
hey.
Tell me a little bit about the story. You started telling me about how this restaurant started, and
the brothers, John B. and Tracy C., wanted to have a restaurant where they could have a big steak, a red steak, great glass of red wine, smoke a cigar, overlooking the lake, which is just right there. They knew Prohibition was coming. They knew they weren't going to get their drink. So they just put it on hold. And 13 years later, when the Prohibition ended, they opened up the Cape Cod. Instead, fish was in vogue at that time. So the restaurant concept came about as a desire to fulfill their original beliefs. So 85 years later, we opened up the restaurant that bears their name, Drake Brothers Steaks Chicago.
Well, here's
cheers.
Here's to the Drake Brothers. I sort of, while you were talking, sort of had a little bite of the lamb chops. So tell me what we've got here.
Terrific. It's a Montana rack of lamb. We've got with it a Moroccan mint yogurt, and there's some roasted garlic there. Outstanding.
Great.
And of course, you've already helped yourself a little bit to that au gratin potato. It's a true au gratin. It's outstanding.
Very good. Very warm on a winter night.
And of course, what we're known for and what we're competing in the market for is a great steak from Chicago, the best steak Chicago can supply. This is a 16-ounce New York sirloin prime beef. Outstanding. And from Cape Cod, or even just from upstairs, downstairs, we have the grilled ahi tuna, outstanding. And actually, what I like the best, David, is those dishes, those side dishes for the asparagus and the corn and the potatoes. I think they're just wonderful.
While we're waiting for our desserts to come, I just want to say thank you very much. And what was that expression? Great views?
Great views, great steaks, and a sip of red wine.
Give me your phone number. Give me your address right here.
Hey, we're the Drake Brothers, located at the Drake Hotel, 140 East Walton Place in Chicago, Illinois, 60611. Want to make a restaurant reservation? 312-932-4615. Cheers.
I can't wait for dessert, so I'm going to start eating. Thanks, George.
Thank you, David.